Hello and welcome to Michael's Minty Music for today. Today we review Coldplay's 2008 album Viva la Vida, or Death and All of His Friends. It's basically perfect, incredible album, really good. This is the track listing, and these are the tracks I added to my playlist, all of them here. This album is basically perfect. It's probably one of the best albums of all time, and you can tell that with production by Brian Eno. Even the worst songs here are really good. Some of the tracks here are really incredible. Viva la Vida, the one of the two title tracks, is one of the most well-known songs ever, and songs like 42, Lovers in Japan, and the other title track, Death and All His Friends, are just as good. The opening, Life in Technicolor, is a great song and works incredibly well as an opener. The final track, Death and All His Friends, is similar, great song on its own, and really incredible as a closing track. The only potential issue I can see here is that since almost all the songs work as singles, the flow can get a little weird. The songs sometimes kind of compete when it comes to sort of the overall tone of the album. It can feel like each song is competing for the title of best track. However, overall, the slowdown with Lost works pretty well to flow into 42 and Lovers in Japan, and then later on the back half of the album, it replicates that with Strawberry Swing into the final track, Death and All His Friends, which is a pretty genius track listing choice in my opinion. Those last four tracks are really, really smart, and really the whole album flows quite well. There isn't really any period where it slows down. Lost, yes, and Reign of Love are probably the weakest tracks in my opinion, although on other albums by other bands, they'd probably be one of the better tracks, which really shows the strength of the songs here. There were only two singles released for the rest of the album, Violet Hill and Viva la Vida. That one was the big hit here in the US, although in the UK, I think Lost was on the radio along with Violet Hill, Strawberry Swing, and the other version of Life in Technicolor, which was released after the album, Life in Technicolor 2. I actually like the first original one better, even though it's an instrumental as opposed to the lyrical version. My favorite track here is probably Lovers in Japan, although it was really close. That Life in Technicolor, Death and All His Friends, 42, and Lovers in Japan are all really great songs that I love. If you take off Reign of Love, I think Lovers in Japan is the best, my favorite. Because I don't really like the second one that much. Both of them together are probably worse than one of the other tracks. I'm not sure what I would go with, though, if not just Lovers in Japan straight. I rank this album the best Coldplay album I've heard so far, and that's definitely going to stick, I think. A Rush of Blood to the Head is good, but it doesn't even really touch Viva la Vida. Every other Coldplay album so far has had, a couple of songs which are kind of misses. This album does not. Even Reign of Love, my least favorite track here, probably clears most of the stuff off of Parachutes and X and Y. So yeah, this album is quite good. Additionally, this album takes my top spot for 2008, taking it from Pink's 2008 album Funhouse, which is definitely a really good album, but again, just can't compete against the near perfection of this Coldplay album. Maybe Pink's best album, my favorite, Try This from 2003, would compete here, but Viva la Vida might be even better than that one. There's really only a handful of albums from sort of all the albums I've heard that would give this album a run for its money. So it definitely clears this year, 2008, which is mostly filled with good but not great albums. 19 by Adele, Fearless by Taylor Swift, which some people like, but not my favorite. Chinese Democracy, Guns N' Roses, and Folie à Deux by Fall Out Boy are all kind of good, but not very great. Funhouse was definitely the biggest album here until this one. So, thank you for watching. Next up will be Coldplay's 2011 album, Mylo Xyloto. I think that's how they want you to pronounce it. I haven't heard as many tracks from this one, but I'm interested to see if it gives Viva la Vida a run for its money, so stay tuned for that. And as always, stay minty.